I'm Brandie Lawrence with the American College of Healthcare Sciences. I'm a graduate student there, and I'm putting together this video presentation for my Toxicology 501 course. I'm going to talk about essential oils and different ways you can apply them, and sort of the absorption behind it, and pros and cons to the different ways. So let's get started. Today I'm going to talk about 3 schools of thought. The first being the German school of thought on aromatherapy and essential oils. I was able to live in Germany for 5 years. It was an awesome experience, and it's one of the first things that got me really interested in holistic medicine, aromatherapy, and herbs. So, if you haven't noticed from our little diffuser going off here, the German school of thought is really wrapped around inhalation. A lot of aromatherapists from Germany think that applying it topically or taking it internally or orally is just too much, that the oils are too concentrated for that, so they really like to focus on inhalation. And there's many ways you can do that, through a little diffuser like the one I have going here, through just a regular humidifier, or the good old-fashioned way of a bowl with some hot steaming water in it, a couple of drops of essential oil. You place the towel over your head that's been over it, breathe in deeply, but keep your eyes closed because you don't want any of those volatile oils getting into your eyes. It will definitely burn. Some people use resin burners, which have maybe some like frankincense resin or myrrh resin in it, and you could burn it that way. I like to make a room spray, which is really simple. You can use either ethyl alcohol like vodka or rubbing alcohol. In this case, since it's not being ingested or even really applied topically, it's just for the room, and also some distilled or purified water and your essential oil drops. I like to use lemongrass, and you can spray it around the house, and it can help to freshen the air. Depending on what essential oil you use, it could help kill bacteria, virus, microorganisms in the air, or support overall respiratory health. So those are some fun ways to inhale the oils. And one thing to remember is that whenever you breathe in chemicals, whether it's essential oils or just the food you're cooking or a flower, it's really a chemical reaction undergoing as your brain is detecting these compounds that are coming in through the nose and mouth, and it's reacting to them. So a lot of people don't realize it's a chemical reaction that's going on all the time. It brings to mind the topic of psychoneuroimmunology, which is a fascinating topic about the essential oils you inhale, can cross the blood-brain barrier, go through the limbic system in the brain, which is associated with memories, and it can affect the kind of thoughts you're having, uplift your mood, and even in turn affect your immune system. So it's pretty powerful. We can't go into too much detail in this video, but psychoneuroimmunology, look it up. Fascinating to do with inhaling essential oils. So again, as I just said, essential oils, they cross the blood-brain barrier. They're going right into pulmonary circulation, which is going to get pumped right through the heart and throughout the body. So it's a very fast method. It's a very simple method to apply. That would definitely be some pros to using inhalation, that it's simple and it works very quickly. Some people even use them in nebulizers, so there's all kinds of ways you can inhale it. But maybe a possible caution or downside from a toxicology point of view would be the compounds don't necessarily have the opportunity to go through the liver and the small intestines and undergo biotransformation before it starts acting on a bunch of other tissues and getting into parts of the bloodstream, and that's called first-pass metabolism. So that's just something to consider with inhalation. It can be very applicable to if you're having any kind of respiratory complaints, sinus problems. Inhalation is probably the way to go for you. If you have pneumonia, for example, please see your doctor, as it can be very serious. But there's also essential oils that can help promote good respiratory health and healing from pneumonia, like thyme, eucalyptus radiata, and oregano are just a few. And you could use any of these methods to diffuse it, inhale it, get it into the air, get it into your respiratory system. So the molecules you're inhaling are traveling up through your nose to the olfactory bulb and then toward the limbic system of the brain. The odors are able to produce an immediate effect. In studies, they've seen immediate changes in heart rate, blood pressure, and respiratory rate from inhaling the essential oils. Even when a person's asleep and not expecting it coming, they see these immediate changes in the body. So the inhaled essential oils are definitely getting in there fast and making a difference, and that's a good thing. So next school of thought is the British model. I have our lovely teacups set up here. We can think of tea time and the British, and as you've probably noticed from the massage book, we're going to be talking about topical application. So aromatherapy in the UK really started more in the beauty industry and perfume industry, and this may be why they're more stuck on topical application. You may have noticed the label aromatherapy grade on some oils if you've purchased some essential oils or looked at them in a health food store or anything like that. Aromatherapy grade is really more of a British term. It means it's intended for sort of massage or topical application, and most likely it's already been cut with a carrier oil, because most of the British school of thought is that you should dilute all your oils as you're applying them topically. So a fancy word is transdermal route, and that really means it's being absorbed through the skin, and that's massage, salves, lotions, any of those methods, but sending those compounds into peripheral circulation, or sort of the small blood vessels in your body. And I have some fun examples here. I made some body butter and with like coconut oil and shea butter and essential oils. I really love to use frankincense and myrrh essential oil. Ladies might like to know that the myrrh is good for stretch marks and wrinkles, and frankincense is just very calming, sort of relaxing, and good for so many things. I can't even list them all here. Another fun application topically is I have some bath soak here. You can just get some Epsom salt, some Dead Sea salts, your essential oils. You can even put a few flower petals or something in there for fun if you like, and just fill up that bath with hot water and soak in there. You'd be inhaling some of the essential oils. Yeah, the heat would help you absorb more of it and faster, as the oils are in the salts and getting in the water and absorbing through the skin. Lip balm is another really fun way I like to apply essential oils topically. This is a beeswax base with coconut oil lip balm. I have peppermint essential oil in there, and it's very dry here in Colorado, so lip balm is absolutely one of my favorite ways to get those essential oils applied topically. As you can see, I have a variety of different carrier oils or even vegetable glycerin. You want to make sure you're using a high quality carrier oil, but there's many options when it comes to carrier oils, and it kind of depends on what exactly you want to use it for. If it's massage, or if you're trying to make a hair tonic to help your hair grow in better, just that can help you choose the carrier oil, castor oil for making castor oil packs. So it really depends on what exactly you're wanting the oil to do, how you're wanting to use it topically, that can help you determine the best carrier oil. Some people do put essential oils on neat, as they say, and that means undiluted. If it's a hot or warming oil, most likely you will want to make sure you dilute it. An example of that would be like the oregano or the clove. And you can always do a skin patch test if you're unsure if the oil's too warm or hot for you, if you should be diluting it on the inside of your elbow, that sort of sensitive part of your inner elbow. Put a drop or two there, wait 24 hours. If there's no redness, no reaction, and it might be fine for you to put it on without diluting it. Some perhaps cons or cautions when you're applying oils topically is, again, just like the inhalation method, they're not necessarily getting the chance to go through the liver and small metabolism and be biotransformed or broken down or anything like that. They're going to hit other tissues and stuff before that point. If I have the lemon out here, because if it's a citrus oil like lemon, tangerine, grapefruit, any of those, there's a possibility for photosensitivity. So they're cold pressed, they're not steam distilled, so they still have that protein that can make you more prone to get sunburn. So don't apply body butter full of like lemon oil or something and then head right out to the tanning booth or out to tan outside by the pool or anything like that where you're going to have really kind of too much exposure to the sun. A good rule of thumb is to wait 24 hours after you've applied those citrus-based essential oils. topically. There's also some enzymes in your skin that can either activate or inactivate certain kinds of toxins, so that's sort of another thing you have to keep in the back of your mind as you're applying things topically. Another thing is to consider if any of your carrier oils or essential oils, when they were plants, if there was pesticides used at all, then they're going to pull the pesticides in with them. Because essential oils are very tiny, very small molecular weight, they're lipid soluble, they are able to be absorbed in very quickly through the skin, lungs, whatever, through cellular membranes, and they have a tendency to pull things with them. So they'll pull those carrier oils and other things with them. That can be a great concept if it's something you want in your body. It can be harmful if it involves pesticides or other toxins that can get in your body. So you have to be mindful of that and purchasing things from a trustworthy source. Alright, so let's move on to the final school of that, and that would be the French school of that. We have our little Eiffel Tower and our little Paris stuff here, and we're going to be talking about internal and oral application of essential oils. So I made some homemade toothpaste, which has both some herbs in it and essential oils, and obviously that's promoting good gum and tooth care. That's it's internal, it's inside the body, inside the mouth, so that would be a way you're getting it internally. I don't personally swallow my toothpaste, but it's there inside my mouth. Another way would be suppositories are an example of how you're getting it internally inside your body. And under the British school of thought, suppositories and using it in like mouthwash and toothpaste is still pretty accepted. It's just not so much taking it in capsules and diet as a dietary supplement that's so accepted in the British model. So I wanted to share a quick tip, a really cool way to make a suppository at home if you were felt comfortable or under the advice of an aromatherapist or professional, and you wanted to use essential oils in that way, is you get some aluminum foil, you wrap it around like a pencil or a colored pencil or pen, this shape, to make sort of a tube shape around it, and then you get coconut oil and you warm it just enough to melt. It doesn't take much to get coconut oil to kind of liquefy, and you drop some of that liquid down in your sort of pencil shaped aluminum foil, and then you put a couple of drops of your essential oil that you may need in there, and you freeze it, and it's basically going to turn into a suppository sickle, as you could think of it, and then you're able to remove the aluminum foil and insert. So that was shared by actually a Young Living demonstrator, and I thought that was a really cool, easy way to make homemade suppositories. You can obviously buy lots of things at the store to make suppositories as well. So Minkit Prince's book, Weigh Less, Eat Like Royalty, is an awesome book full of tons of recipes on cooking with essential oils. So she goes back to sort of Egyptian history, Middle Eastern history, and how they would cook, they would eat and ingest, basically use essential oils as dietary supplements, a part of their diet and lifestyle. I really recommend that book if you're interested in knowing more about sort of eating, using essential oils as dietary supplement. Healing Oils, the Bible talks about it all. Inhaling oils from a historical standpoint, and some modern studies, as they would anoint with it, they would put it on their body, they would use it as massage, they would even eat it. It even talks about some history of Roman soldiers and putting myrrh, essential oil of myrrh, in their wine to help them sleep and with aches and pains. And the blend that Young Living has called Valor is actually a blend taken from the Roman soldiers that would help them have courage in battle and help them as they were, they wore the heavy armor, they marched a lot, they were sore. It helped their body with alignment and muscle aches and just that courage. So, because essential oils are not just affecting us on a physical level, but sort of an emotional level as well, and that's really important. So again, another great source if you don't already have it. So French school of thought, taking them internally or orally. So I have some honey out here because the French have gotten a spoonful of honey, put a couple drops of essential oil in it, swallowed it down just like that. You can also buy empty gelatin capsules from like a health food store online, put some high quality vegetable oil in the capsule, a couple drops of your essential oil, swallow them down like that. I would recommend the capsules if it's a very strong oil like these or something like that that's very, very strong. A lot of people don't necessarily like the taste of it, so they put it in the capsule. Some other essential oils you might be totally fine with just using the spoonful of honey.